The Beverly Hillbillies.
Mixing up a batch of mortar. I'm finally going to patch that hole in the foundation.
Oh, good. That'll stop them critters from getting under the house.
Yeah, I think... Randy, ain't you never going to take off that Davy Crockett cap?
Not until the wedding day.
Whose wedding day?
Your daughter's. The glorious day when Ellie Mae Clampett becomes Mrs. Robert A. Crockett.
Granny, we just met the boy yesterday. Ain't you kind of counting your chickens before they's hatched?
Ain't nothing chicken about this boy, Jed. He's a direct descendant of the greatest hero that Tennessee ever produced. The one and only Davy Crockett himself.
Granny, I ain't knocking the boy. I just don't think you ought to be making wedding plans.
I ain't doing nothing. It's fate. Remember the saying, marriages is made in Tennessee.
That's heaven.
You been there, have you?
Granny, you are something else.
I like you too, Jed. Come on, let's go have breakfast.
Well, I reckon this mortar won't set up on me in the time it takes to eat.
Of course it won't. I'm fixing something fast this morning.
What is it?
Jackrabbit. Something fast. Jackrabbit. Did you catch that, Jed?
I caught it and I dropped it. Granny, you sure are feeling your oats today.
Well, weddings make me happy.
I got a feeling this is going to be a long day. Speaking of breakfast, I didn't see no bucket of victuals outside for Jethro.
I didn't leave none this morning. Jethro will be home today. He's coming out of hiding.
Oh, you told him that girl he thought was trying to trap him is gone, huh?
Not exactly, no.
Well, anyway, you got word to him it was safe to come home, huh?
I figured the best way was not to leave any victuals. When Jethro gets hungry enough, he'll be home.
That's right. Take quite a spell to get a message to his brain. But reaching his stomach is a quick trip.
I was right. He's here. He's in time for Ellie's wedding.
Let's go out and make him feel welcome.
Sounds like he left again.
I wonder what scared him away. There he goes. Lickety-split.
Jed, look.
My bucket of mortar. It's gone.
Jethro must have thought it was grits. He'll eat it.
I'm afraid he will.
What'll we do?
Well, about all we can do is hope it don't set up too quick after he swallows it.
What if it does?
Well, then, let's hope that he's hiding near his school. Because he's going to be spitting a lot of chalk.
Come on, Ellie. We'll have a showdown with Mr. Drysdale here and now. Well, Chief, you have finally sunk to a new low.
Maybe not. What have I done?
It was bad enough when you made Ellie's chimp wash windows and shine shoes. But your latest exploitation of that helpless little animal is simply outrageous.
Oh, calm down.
We found him 14 blocks from this bank. Well, aren't you ashamed of yourself?
What's to be ashamed of? I put him in charge of advertising for this bank. That's an honor.
Really?
Well, you name me one other monkey that's in the advertising business.
Well...
Never mind. I just thought of a few myself.
Poor little critter. His feet's all sore from all that walking.
And carrying that heavy sign. You are very lucky that we got there before the SPCA.
What's that?
The Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals.
How do you like that? Everybody's protected but bank presidents. We're the downtrodden minority. Anybody can pick on us.
Now, don't you worry. I'm going to tell Pa how mean Mr. Drysdale's been to you.
Wait a minute, Ellie, dear. I thought the exercise would do him good. I didn't know it was going to hurt his cute little feet.
This little piggy went to market. This little piggy stayed home. This little piggy had roast beef. This little piggy had none. And this little piggy went way, 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 all the way home.
And that's just where I'm going to take this poor little critter right now. Home.
Oh, Ellie, you're not going to tell your father anything bad about a nice bank president.
Well, I think I'm going to tell him what you done.
What did I do?
You made him tote this heavy sign all over Beverly Hills.
Oh, that's not heavy. Look, I'll show you. That's fun, see?
Now, how about carrying it 14 blocks barefooted?
See, that's a marvelous idea. Take your shoes off.
No, not me. You.
Oh, I'd love to, but I have a very important business meeting right now.
With whom?
With my advertising manager. Would you girls mind leaving us alone? Now, the way I see our next advertising campaign, do you mind? We're busy. Out!
Are you Mr. Clampett?
Yes, sir.
I found this young man doubled up under a culvert out here.
It's Jethro.
Hi, Uncle Jed. I think we ought to call a doctor.
Good idea. Doctor, come a-running.
Yeah, Dad. Sakes alive. It's Jethro.
Yes'm. This policeman found him doubled up under a culvert and fetched him home.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Policeman. I'll take charge of the patient now.
Are you a doctor?
Been practicing medicine for pretty near 60 years. It all started when I was a girl in Tennessee. I was born and raised down around Limestone. That's near Greensville. That's Davy Crockett country. If you ain't never been to Tennessee, you gotta go. It is just beautiful. Has the prettiest scenery that you ever laid your eyes on.
Granny, I'm dying and you're jawing.
Oh, now, you're not dying.
Yes, I am too. I ate them grits of yours and they're killing me.
Well, come on into my examination room. I'll have you right as rain in no time. Come on.
Well, I sure do thank you, Mr. Policeman. Say, what happened to the truck the boy was driving?
Oh, we had to impound it.
Well, that's all right. Truck's taken a beating before. Say, why don't you stay and take lunch with us?
Well, I don't know.
Granny is cooking up a big mess of grits.
No thanks.
Funny, some folks just don't seem to care for grits. Oh, Miss Jane? Ted Clampett speaking. Is Ellie Mae there?
Not at the moment, Mr. Clampett. Can I give her a message?
I'd appreciate it if you would tell her that Jethro is home safe and sound. Better just make that safe. Well, anyway, I figured she'd want to know.
I'll give her the good news as soon as she returns from her driving lesson. Yes, that's right. Robert is giving Ellie her second lesson right now.
The brake. Put your foot on the brake.
Did you see him? That rascal just went straight through the green light.
Ellie, will you please turn around and face the front?
Yes, sir. I sure do appreciate you learning me to drive, because I'm the driver in the family now.
No.
Yeah, Jethro's hiding out.
Oh? When did he ride with you?
Oh, Jethro ain't never rode with me. He's hiding out because he's scared of getting married.
He doesn't know what fear is.
Your face is turning green.
The light is turning red. Can you tell the difference?
Of course I can. You got a mustache.
Ellie, just move over and stop.
Okay. But it's kind of hard to reach the pedals from here.
Ellie, that's enough. Let's go back to the bank.
Well, it's over.
How's Jethro?
Oh, he'll recover. The operation was a success.
Oh, you operated.
Took out 10 pounds of mortar.
Got to cut him open, huh?
No. I just reached down his gullet and pulled it out. First, I had to beat on his belly a little to bust it up.
Well, I'm glad you didn't have to take the boy into surgery.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. I can untie the goat now.
Yeah, I noticed that goat tethered outside the back door. How come?
Well, I wanted him ready in case I had to do a stomach transplant. Thanks for standing by, Billy. Glad I didn't need you.
How long you figure it'll be before Jethro's up and about, Doctor?
Well,
Well, how about some victuals? I'm starving.
does that answer your question?
It does. Sit down, boy. We're glad to have you home.
Glad to be home, Uncle Jed. What's for victuals, Granny?
I'm fixing you something special in celebration of the wedding.
You mean that Llewellyn is still waiting to marry me?
No, I'm talking about Ellie Mae's wedding.
Now, Granny.
Well, who's she marrying?
The direct descendant of Davy Crockett.
Granny.
He give me this cat.
Davy Crockett?
No, the 6th or 7th grandson. The one that's gonna marry Ellie Mae.
Granny, will you stop telling Jethro things that just ain't so?
Uncle Jed, is Granny fibbing to me?
He's bending the facts a mite.
I knew it. You're trying to trick me into marrying that Llewellyn Aiden. Well, I'm going back into hiding.
You see what you done, Granny?
Don't forget to leave me a pot of victuals.
You just wouldn't cross your bridges before you come.
But this time, no grits, please.
I'm back, Miss Jane. And thanks again for letting your sweetie give me another driving lesson.
My pleasure, Ellie Mae. Where is Robert?
Oh, he went to take a present to Granny. He sure is nice to her.
How like him. So typical of a bird watcher. Kind and thoughtful.
Yes, ma'am. He's just real interested in Granny.
He's a darling boy. As a matter of fact, I have just dashed off a quatrain which describes him perfectly. Robert, dear Robert, you're easy to love. Strength of an eagle, heart of a dove. Trembling I wait the bird of your quest, hoping that soon we'll feather our nest.
You sure do write pretty poetry, Miss Jane.
Thank you.
Could I practice my typing by copying it?
I'd be flattered. Tell me, what sort of a present did Robert take to Granny?
Oh, it was the Confederate flag that his great-great-granddaddy toted into battle.
Ah, yes. That's where he inherited the eagle side of his nature, the valiant warrior.
Granny, your victuals. Well, if it ain't Mr. Crockett. Good to see you again, young fella.
Good to see you, sir.
Look what he give me, Jed. It belonged to his great-great-granddaddy, General Beauregard Crockett.
Well, doggy.
I want to be wrapped in this when I go, Jed.
Granny, don't talk about passing on.
I mean when I go to Ellie's wedding.
Is your granddaughter getting married?
Well, that's up to you. Have you proposed yet?
Granny.
Well, Jed, he's been so nice to us. The least we can do is give him something in return, like a wedding.
Granny, you hush that kind of talk.
Now, Jed, you're a rich man. You got plenty of money. And you can afford a nice wedding and a big dowry.
Granny, you're embarrassing this boy something awful. Come on out in the kitchen. Granny's got victuals ready.
Ellie, dear, I'm glad to see you practicing your typing. But suppose you do it in the secretarial pool.
Oh, yes, sir, Mr. Drysdale. I got just one more word of this poem left to finish. There. How'd I do?
Very good indeed. A poem to Robert.
Yes, sir.
And where is that splendid young chap?
Oh, he's up at the mansion giving a present to Granny.
Robert, dear Robert, you are easy to love. She loves him. Ellie Mae Clampett loves Robert Audubon Getty. Oh, what a marriage that would be. The perfect mating of two beautiful fortunes. Miss Hathaway?
Yes, Chief.
Keep an eye on things. I'm on my way to handle the financial merger of the year. J. Paul Getty and J.D. Clampett.
Now, you men folks, sit down. We is gonna have grits, greens, and jowls.
Them is real company victuals, Granny.
I'm going to the pantry and get some of my hickory smoked jowls. Them is the best.
Hey, Mr. Clampett, you started to tell me about Ellie Mae's collection of animals.
That girl has got every critter you can name and some you can't. We got birds, bears, apes, place is a regular zoo.
Yeah, I think I just saw one.
What was it?
I couldn't tell.
Dad, will you come in here in the pantry and give me a hand?
Coming, Granny.
Excuse me.
Hey, mister, what you fixing to eat?
Grits and greens and jowls.
The greens and jowls is all right, but don't eat them grits. They'll kill you.
What kind of critter you figure you seen?
I think it was a cross between a gorilla and a parrot.
No fooling.
Yeah. Looked like an ape, but it talked.
Well, I see you've gotten acquainted with this wonderful young man.
Yes, sir.
You betcha we have.
Are you aware of the distinguished family from which he comes?
You bet we are.
Where do you suppose this come from?
Well, offhand, I'd say from one of Ellie's critters.
This come from old Davy himself.
Swell. You know, I'm responsible for bringing Robert and Ellie together.
Is that a fact?
Bless you, Mr. Drysdale.
Yes, I could see immediately that theirs would be a perfect union.
Perfect what?
Union.
You mean confederacy?
I stand corrected.
Do you know that he's the great-great-grandson of the hero of Gettysburg?
Named after one of the Gettys, I suppose. Wonderful town.
The greatest speech that was ever spoke was spoke in Gettysburg by the greatest president of them all, Jefferson Davis.
No, Granny, that was Abraham Lincoln.
That's two boners in a row for you.
Now, Granny, don't get riled.
Well, he better watch his Yankee tongue in front of a Crockett.
Well, I believe I'll be running along.
Wait a minute, I'll go with you.
Thanks for the victuals, and nice seeing you.
Me too. Robert, my boy, I wonder if you realize how much Ellie Mae Clampett loves you.
She does?
Yes, she wrote a poem about you. Listen to this. Robert, dear Robert, you're easy to love. Strength of an eagle, heart of a dove. Trembling I wait the bird of your quest, hoping that soon will feather our nest.
Ellie wrote that?
I saw her type it with her own wealthy little finger.
How about that?
Now, take my advice. Go to the bank, get Ellie, drive to Las Vegas, and get married right away.
Oh, I can't do that.
Why not?
Well, because I've got my old clothes on, and I'm short of money.
Money? What's money to a Getty? Here, my boy, spend it in good health.
Wow.
Oh, come on. I'll drive to the bank with you. I don't want anything to go wrong.
I'll buy that.
Now, Miss Hathaway, congratulate me. I brought off the merger of the Getty and the Clampett fortunes. Now come in inside and take a letter to the Federal Reserve Bank. I want to tell them that if they run short, they can call on me.
Well, I must admit, Chief, that was quite a financial coup, but... Oh, no, not again! You are not going to take advantage of that poor little animal any longer. Come on, baby.
Who needs him? I can afford a regular window washer now.
How did you manage to pull off that merger so quickly?
Action. I grabbed Ellie Mae out of the secretarial pool, put her in the car with young Getty, and told him to take off for Vegas.
Mr. Robert, if this here's another driving lesson, hadn't I ought to be sitting where you are?
Oh, this isn't a driving lesson, Ellie Mae. We're heading for Las Vegas
Well, fair.
to get married.
You and me?
Who else?
I can't marry you. You belong to Miss Jane.
Oh, not anymore. Not since you wrote me that beautiful poetic proposal.
What are you talking about?
Well, you know, the poem that ends, "Trembling I wait, the bird of your quest, hoping that soon we'll feather our nest."
Mr. Robert, I didn't write that poem to you. Miss Jane wrote it.
You're kidding.
No, sir. Now, you take me back to the bank straight off, because Miss Jane's waiting for you.
Oh, boy. Hey, would you like to drive?
Well, is it all right?
Yeah. Maybe we won't make it.
Howdy, Miss Jane.
Well, greetings, Mr. Clampett. And how nice to see you again, Jethro.
Should have seen him before I had him barbered.
Hey, Miss Jane, you got anything to eat around here?
Well, I think the chief has some mince in his office.
I'll eat anything but grits.
Where's Ellie Mae?
Well, didn't you know? She's on her way to Las Vegas to marry the nephew of J. Paul Getty.
Where'd he come from?
Oh, search me. I've never met him.
Granny's kind of counting on Ellie marrying the Crockett boy.
Crockett?
Yeah, direct descendant of Davy himself.
Well, I've never met him either.
Oh, Mr. Clampett. How nice to see you.
Nice to see you. I hope you don't mind Jethro eating your mints.
Oh, that doesn't bother me, but if he'd only unwrap them first.
Looks like the boy is due for another stomachache.
Here's your fella, Miss Jane.
What do you mean, her fella? Mr. Getty is your fella.
Well, he's not Mr. Getty. He's Robert Audubon.
No, he ain't. This here's the Crockett boy.
How many names you got, Mr. Robert?
Oh, at least a half a dozen more that you've never heard.
Listen, you swindler. If you're not a Getty, let me have my money back.
Well, here's part of it. I had to put up the rest for repairs to Miss Hathaway's car.
What?
Yes, ma'am. I'm awful sorry, but a fella come straight through a green light and smacked into us.
Young fella, if your name ain't Getty, Audubon, or Crockett, what is it?
Well, I'll level with you, Mr. Clampett. My real name is Dick Bremerkamp, and I'm an out-of-work actor.
Not anymore, you're not.
You mean it?
You better believe I mean it. You come with me.
Now it's time to say goodbye to Jed and all his kin. They would like to thank you folks for kindly dropping in. You're all invited back next week to this locality to have a heaping helping of their hospitality. Hillbilly, that is. Set a spell. Take your shoes off. Y'all come back now. Here.
This has been a Filmways presentation.